Let us wait for just 2-3 more minutes. So we'll resume back in 2-3 more minutes. Let everybody join. Okay, go to the previous programs and the notes. Okay, we'll resume back in 2-3 minutes. Yes, Varshita, you can carry on. You can carry on with the announcement.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. This is Madhumita from announcement team. I am audible to everyone. So, guys, I'm audible to everyone. Please let me know. Okay, guys, I'll be sharing my screen now. So, guys, screen is visible, guys. Please take a snap, everyone. This is testing requirement. So, guys, done with the screenshot. Shall I move to another one? So, guys, please take a snap, everyone. This is development requirement. So, guys, done with the screenshot. Shall I move to another one? So, this is also development requirement. Please take a snap. So guys, done with the screenshot. Shall I stop sharing my screen now? So guys, if you're eligible for this requirement, please drop a message in HRQ Tap app, your name, company code and contact number. So guys, any queries? Please let me know any queries there. So guys, please respond yes or no. So guys, no queries? Okay guys, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys, we'll resume back. Okay, so yesterday we were studying about encapsulation, right? So in today's class, let us see what is encapsulation again and let us understand how it is done. Okay, so let us start with our today's session. And I have given you one homework. Everybody has done constructor overloading and chaining. Have you guys done the homework? Okay, how many of you have not done? How many of you have not done? Sent in Qtaka. Okay. How many of you have not done? Let me know. Gives compile time error. Why? Why does it give compile time error? Where does it give compile time error? Guys, tell me, where does it give compile time error? In which line? When will it give compile time error? Let me know, na. Main method. Hmm. In main method, where you are getting error? Type similar to student program. Okay. Okay, similar to student program where you got when you're creating an object, you got this error when you're creating an object. Type similar to student. Okay, we'll see it later or else. You guys, while calling the object. While calling object. See, I mean, while calling the constructor maybe, or while calling, while calling the constructor only thing. Okay, we'll see it later. Okay, after the class. Okay, I'll go for a Google Meet. 5 minutes. Okay, constructor only. Yeah, of course. You have to call the constructor properly. Can you tell me what type of error you're getting there so that I can resolve it now itself and be quick? Take the cursor, place on that red line. Okay. Okay, others. Okay, Saurabh is also getting error. See guys, you have to go through the program which I have given you first. Okay, you have to first go through the program which I have given. You have to practice the program which has been done here first, then you can go for the code. Okay, whatever the design I have given, no, then you can go for that. Before solving the program which I have done, don't go for the program, homework program. Okay. Yes, Sanket. Sanket. Okay, fine. So we'll resume with our encapsulation today. Okay. Where is the okay, so we'll resume with the encapsulation. So encapsulation is a process of binding. Okay, it's a process of binding binding the state and behavior of an object. State and behavior of an object. Okay, together. If you are binding the state and behavior of an object together, the process is called as encapsulation. Encapsulation is a process of binding state as well as a behavior together of an object is called as encapsulation. Okay, by using encapsulation we can achieve data hiding. We can achieve data hiding. Okay, by using by using encapsulation we can achieve data hiding. And data hiding means very simple. If you're having one more class if you have, so every class will have a data member and a member function. Data member and a member function. So data member means a variable. Okay, member function means a method. Okay, now suppose from this class method, if I'm trying to access another class method, suppose you have a and b here. From a class method, if I'm trying to access a b class variable directly, then it's a direct access. Direct access. From the a class method, if I'm accessing the b class variable first through the method, and from the method if you're accessing this variable, then it is called as indirect access. Indirect access. So you can have this direct access. Okay, and indirect access if the members are not hidden. If the members is data members, in data member only, all our data is stored in SQL. You've seen all the data has been stored in a variable in a tabular column, right? So here data member and member function. Now here from the member function, if you're accessing the data member, then it's called as indirect access. From the member function directly, if you're accessing the data member, is called as direct access. From the class A method, if you're accessing the variable of class B, then it is called as a direct access. From class A method, if you're accessing the member function, that is class B variable, through this method, okay, through the method of its own class, it is called as indirect access. If members are not private, if members are not hidden, easily you can access direct access, and also you can access indirect access. But if you're privatizing the variable, if you're privatizing means you are hiding it. If you're hiding it, you can't go for direct access. You can't go for direct access. You can only go for indirect access. And indirect access is through the method of its own class. Through the methods of its own class. Okay. Data hiding is a process. Data hiding is a process of restricting the direct access of the data members of an object and providing indirect as well as a secured access. Providing indirect as well as a secured access of data members through the method of its own class only. we'll be providing a secured access. It is called as data hiding. Okay, see, before storing any data into the variable, before storing and before modifying helps in verifying and validating. Verifying and validating verifying and validating Okay, so before a data storing and modifying, we will be doing a verification and validation. Okay, before storing any data or before modifying any data, we will be verifying and validating. Okay, so data hiding is a process of restricting the direct access of a data member of an object and providing indirect and secured access through the methods of its own class, okay, is called as data hiding. And data hiding helps to verify and validate a data before storing and modifying. Data hiding helps to verify and validate the data before storing and modifying, okay. So this is about data hiding. So let us understand this with one small example, okay. So yes, talk app, so please guide. What happened? Okay, guys, doubting session we will have in the last 10 minutes. Let us complete our portions first. So let us create one package. First, we'll go for encapsulation. So encapsulation. So under encapsulation, we will create one class. Okay, class Raju will create. Okay, and class wife. Okay, we'll create at the top. Class wife. So wife has a name. Okay, wife has a name. Wife will have a name obviously. So we'll take it as a wife name. Okay, we'll take it as a wife name. We can initialize here only. So Raju's wife name is Rani. Okay, just example. Now wife name equals to Rani we have taken. Okay, fine. Now here, okay, here wife name is Rani. Now in the Raju's class, okay, in the Raju class, we can create an object. Okay, we can create object for the class wife. We can create an object for the class wife and we can access that variable wife w is equal to new wife of no argument constructor. Okay, now within a println statement we can call w dot wife name, w dot wife name. Okay, here when you are calling w dot wife name here, okay, when you are calling w dot wife name, okay, here wife name will be called, okay, wife name will be called and you will be getting as a Rani. You will be getting as a Rani here, okay, and here now let us see the output. Wife name will be getting it as a Rani. Yes, you are getting it as a Rani. Yes. Now here, okay, here. So yes, Raju wife. Okay, we have created an instance for wife in the Raju's class, and here we will be knowing the wife name. Okay. See, wife name is a public here. See, the type of the variable is public. Now let us privatize it. Okay, before privatizing or hiding it, we have to understand about a keyword called as private. We have to understand about a keyword called as private. So let us understand about a keyword. So we will go for a keyword that is our private. Okay, so access modifier, you can call it as access modifier also. Private is a it's a keyword. Private is a keyword as well as it's a access modifier. Access modifiers. Now any member of class, okay, any member of class, any class members, if they are prefixed with the private, if they are prefixed with the private, then those class members are available only within that class. Those class members are available only within that class. Okay, any class members prefixed with a private keyword, a private variable, private modifier, then those members are available only within that class. Okay, available only within that class and outside the class not visible and not available. Not visible also and not available also. Okay, not visible and not available both. Okay, so private is a keyword, it's an access modifier, and any member of class is prefixed with a private, those member will be accessible only within the class. Outside that class you can't even access it because it is not visible. Okay, so private, you already know, private is the access modifier. It's a it's a class level modifier. Why we call it as a class level modifier? Why we call it as a class level modifier? Because any member of class is prefixed with a private keyword, it is available only inside that class. So because of this reason we call private as a class level modifier. We call it as a class level modifier. We call it as a class level modifier because any member of class is prefixed with private is accessible only within that block. I mean only within that class. So that is why we call private as a class level modifier. Class level modifier. And why we have to go for private? We can achieve data hiding. We can achieve data hiding with a private keyword. We can achieve data hiding with a private keyword. Using private keyword, we can achieve data hiding. Using private keyword, you can achieve data hiding. Okay. And now listen carefully. Can you explain? Once again, just a minute. Excuse me, guys, just some background noise. Please explain private. Okay, all source code is hidden from the outside. Obviously, source code is hidden. In an application, you can not expect a source code to be present because obviously source code is a very difficult code. We have built it to develop an application. Why use encapsulation? Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to explain you guys again. Okay, listen carefully. Okay, so see what all the data you will write now. Suppose your name is there. Okay, your account number is there, your balance is there, your password is there, Aadhaar number is there, PAN number, house address. Okay, now where do you think this will store in Java? Now you guys only tell me, where do you think this will store in Java? Where it will store? Where can we store this data? Where can we store this data? In a variable. You can store this in a form of variable. Inside a variable only, name we can store, account number, balance, password, Aadhaar number, PAN number, house. Yes, yes, non-static variable or non-static variable. Okay, now if this variable is public, now anybody can access it. Now how will your data will be private? How will not a hacker cannot hack your account and get all your details, right? So that is why we'll be going for data hiding to provide this, I mean to safeguard this data, to safeguard this data member. Okay, to the safeguard these variables, we will be going for encapsulation. How we are doing is we are binding these variables with the methods. We are binding these variables with the methods, and instead of getting a direct access, instead of giving direct access for these variables, we are giving indirect access to the methods. Indirect access through the methods, as I told you yesterday. So I've told you one ATM and one card. Okay, so if you go for SBI ATM and if you go for ICICI card, now SBI ATM can access the data. Okay, here there is a variables and the data also is there. Here the methods are also there. Using the same class, ICICI class methods only, your SPI can access this, can validate this, validate, verify, access. Okay, without validation and verification it can't do anything. Okay, so here to the SBI ATM, ICICI providing a indirect access. Indirect access it is providing, direct access it can't provide. Okay, it should not provide because variables will be directly accessed without validation and verification. Okay, so that is why, this is why we will be going for privatizing the variables, privatizing the variables. And this process of binding variables and method, okay, binding variables and method together is called as encapsulation. Encapsulation is a process of binding, means keeping it together. Okay, binding or adding it together, you can tell. It's a process of binding variable with a method. Okay, this is called as, one second guys, just a minute. Guys, excuse me because there is so much background noise there. Excuse me. Okay. So yes, by prefixing private keyword to yes, yes. So what we are doing, we are achieving encapsulation by binding the variable and a method. Okay, by binding variable and method, we will be providing indirect access. We will be providing indirect access, and we can secure these data members with the help of private keyword. We can secure the data members with the help of private keyword. Okay, that is why we use private keyword. Okay, private keywords are used to safeguard these data members. I mean variables. Okay, we used private keyword for variables to protect them. Okay, to avoid indirect. I mean to avoid direct access. To avoid direct access and to provide indirect access, we'll be going for private keyword. Okay, encapsulation mainly will be going for binding the variable and method and of an object. Okay, of a single object, we'll bind a variable and a method, and here, using encapsulation, we can achieve data hiding. Can achieve data hiding. So, data hiding means hiding the data, I mean providing a indirect access. Okay, data hiding means avoiding direct access and providing indirect access. Okay, it's a process of restricting direct access. You can't give direct access to any class, any application. You can't give direct access. You can only give indirect access. That is also through the methods of its own class. That is also through the methods of its own class, and this is called as encapsulation. Okay, and by giving a indirect access through the methods, the advantage of accessing through the methods is we can validate and verify the data. We can validate and verify. Okay, before modifying the data member or variable, before modifying the variable, we can validate and verify the we can verify the data before storing or modifying it, before storing or modifying the data member. Okay, so this is why we will go for encapsulation. And using using encapsulation, we can achieve data hiding. Using encapsulation, we can achieve data hiding. And this data hiding, okay, this data hiding you can achieve practically with the help of a private keyword. You can achieve this We can achieve this practically with the help of private keyword only. Okay, practically with only with the help of private keyword you can access. Private is a keyword as well as it's a modifier. Any members of a class prefix with a private keyword, then they are accessible only within the class block. They're accessible only within the class block. And and because of this reason, what is the reason? Any member of class, no, if it is prefixed with a private, any class member prefixed with a private keyword, they are accessible only within that same class. Outside that class, they are not accessible. So that is why we call private as a class level modifier. Class level modifier, that is why we call it as a private as a class level modifier. Okay, and I hope you got it. Everybody got it? Okay, guys. Yeah. So please explain again. Okay, you will understand through the code. Okay, through the code you will understand surely. And here, to achieve the data hiding, we use a private keyword. Okay, we use a private keyword. We use private keyword for achieving the data hiding. And so private keyword, just by using private keyword, we can privatize the variables. We can privatize variables only. We can privatize variables only by prefixing private keyword for the data members or a variables. Now, how can we access data from there? Now, let us understand that. Okay, understand this program, you will understand the encapsulation. Very simple. Encapsulation is the shortest and very easiest principle of OOPS. So, here, as you can see, now wife name is not privatized. Now, you guys tell me, is the wife name privatized? As you can see, here, is the wife name privatized here? Now, can we access from other class also? Can we access the wife name? And we're getting Rani here, right? We're getting Rani here. Yes. Yes, we are getting Rani. Now we will prefix a private for this variable. We will prefix a private for this variable. Okay. Now, after prefixing, can you see a error here? What is this error? Change visibility of wife name to package or create getter and setter for the wife name. So it is telling just try to change it to a package and try to try to give a create a getter and setter method. So from this class we can access this wife name easily. You will get a compile time error here. You will get a compile time error here. Can you see the field wife name is not visible? That means their wife means this variable w dot wife name is not visible. Why it is not visible? Because as I told you, any member of a class, variable is also class member, it is prefixed with a private keyword. Okay, so if it is prefixed with a private keyword here, it is accessible only within that same class. Only within this class only we can access. Within this class only we can access. Outside the class you can't access. Like this, you'll end up with getting compile time error. Outside the class, outside the class you can't access. Okay, only in the class only you can access. Only inside that same class only you can access. Okay, outside the class you can't access. In order to access it, in order to access it, or in order to read it, or in order to edit it, so we will be going for a getter and setter method. So now let me explain you how getter and setter method works. Very simple, very easy. Listen carefully. Okay, so getter method, so there are two types of method. Suppose you have a private member, right? Private variable, we have private string wife name. Wife name is equal to Rani. Okay, now inside the same class, inside the class wife, we have to go for getter and setter method. Getter method is used to read the data. Getter method is used to read the data. Read the private data. Getter method is used to read the private data. Now what is the syntax of the getter method? Very simple. So we can go for, and always remember the method should be prefixed with public. It should be public. Okay, public. And the return type of the getter method should be the type of hidden value. So here the type of hidden variable is who? Wife name. What is the type of hidden variable? It is string. So here you have to go for a return type as a string. You have to go for return type as a string, and you can name the method as a get wife name method. Get wife name method. Okay, and since you are mentioning the return type as a string, you have to return you have to return wife name. You have to return wife name. Okay, so this is how we'll be going for a getter method. Getter method is used to read the private data. It is used to read the private data. And syntax is, you can go for a when public. Return type should be the type of hidden value. What is the type of hidden variable value? Type. What is the type? Data type of the hidden variable wife name. It is string. So which is the type of hidden value is there? Okay, that type only we have to give here, because we'll be returning wife name, no? So that is why here also we'll be returning wife name. So it should be a string here. It should surely be a string here. So public string get wife name method. Okay, method name you can give anything. Just go for a get wife name so that you can understand that it's a getter method. So get wife name. Now here we will be returning wife name. If someone calls this get wife name method, obviously you can access this. So get wife name method if you're calling, and here. Okay. So in the get wife name method, we are returning the wife name. If someone accesses the wife name, I mean get wife name, the wife name will be returned. Wife name will be returned. Okay. So this is a getter method. Now see, not only reading private member, we can also edit it. So we can edit with the help of a setter method. We can edit with the help of setter method. Setter method is used to modify the private member. Modify the private data. Modify the private data member or private data. Okay. So here to modify the private data member, so obviously we'll be going for a variable here. Private data member, we can tell it's a variable. For editing variable only we are going here. So setter method is used to modify the private data member, that is variable. Okay, data function means it's a method. Data member means it's a variable. Okay, so here listen carefully. How do we go for a setter method? Very, very, very simple. You have to go for a public, and always remember setter method return type should be void. Always setter method return type should be void. And you can go for a method name set wife name method. Set wife name method. and in the parameters you have to take an input of wife new name. Okay, new name for the wife. Okay, new name for the wife. Okay, so here you can initialize a non-static variable with the help of this keyword. So this dot wife name, this dot wife name is equal to new name, is equal to new name. So what are we doing here? We want to modify the private data member. That means the variable, we want to modify the variable. The data which is present in the variable, you have to modify. So you are taking input. You are taking the input through the setter method to change the private data member. Okay, the data of the private data member, we have to change that. We are going for this setter method, and here we are taking the input. Okay, to modify the data. Return type should always be void, and we are going for this dot wife name is equal to wife name. So what is the new name given by the user? No, that name will be taken into the consideration, and it will be initialized for a wife name. It will be initialized for a wife name. Okay, this is how we will be going for setter method. Setter method is to modify the private data, and getter method is used to read the private data. Okay, private data member. Okay, so this is how we will be doing it. So one method is used for reading a this keyword point to current object. Yes, this keyword always stores the um, address of a currently executing object. So here now let us go for getter and setter method in the wife class. Okay, so first we'll go for getter method. So getter method is used to read the private data member. Okay, so getter method is used to read the private data member, and the syntax is public, and return type should be the type of hidden value. Hidden value variable type is what? String. So we have to go for string get wife name method. No argument method. So since we are mentioning return type as a string, we have to return the data. Wife name. Okay, wife name. Okay. So here we are going for getter method. Okay, now let us go for setter method. Okay, now we'll go for setter method. Setter method is used to modify the private data member. Modify the private data member, we'll be going for setter method. So we'll be having public void set wife name method, and in the arguments we'll be going for new wife name, new wife name. Okay, now we'll be using this keyword for accessing currently executing object. We have to use this keyword because you can actually by default create getter and setter. Using your Eclipse, you can create by default getter and setter. That time here wife name variable will be here also, it will be here also. So it's better to use this keyword to always initialize this, use this keyword. It doesn't matter what variable name you give, use this keyword. Okay, for the local variables, you don't know what local variable name will be there, so go for this keyword for the global variable. So this dot wife name is equal to new wife name. Okay, so we have set the new wife name here. Okay, now these are all inside wife class. Wife is a private variable. It's a private variable. We are reading it with the help of get wife name method, and we are changing the data of that wife name variable inside using a set wife name method. So now instead of going for this, now let us go for calling the method. So using println statement, we'll call it because here this get method, I mean get wife name method is just returning data and nowhere it is printing. So with the variable we will call, that is w dot get wife name method. The get wife name method, you will be surely getting Rani here. You will be getting Rani. So let us execute here. Okay, so you are getting Rani here. Okay, fine. Now we want to set the data, right? We want to set the data for the private variable. Okay, so for the private variable we will go for okay, so we will go for w dot Set wife name. Okay, so we'll go for Maharani. Okay, as a wife name, new wife name. Now again we will call this get wife name, because to make sure the data has been updated, to make sure the data has been updated. You already know how get wife name method works. This is a, okay, here set wife name method will be there, no? So control will go to the set wife name method, and in the new wife name method it will give Maharani. Okay, and the same variable, local variable, is being initialized to the global variable. Okay, that is to the wife name variable. It will be initialized, and currently inside of wife name there will be a data Maharani. There will be data Maharani. So here after that, if you're printing w.getWifeName method, so currently wife name has been reinitialized to Maharani. So you will be surely getting here Maharani. Okay. So let us execute. You have to get Rani first and then Maharani. Okay. Are you getting? Yes, surely you're getting it. So this is how we can make the private variable be readable and make the private variable be modifiable. Okay, make the private variable both readable and both modifiable. This is how we'll be doing, and this we can achieve with the help of data hiding. Data hiding with we can achieve with the help of a private keyword. And if any member is prefixed with a private keyword, to read and modify that private member, we'll be going for getter and setter method. Getter method is used to read the data, setter method is used to modify the data. And that from another class, usually you can easily access the methods, non-static methods of other class by creating an instance for this. Obviously we are creating an instance for the class wife, and we are accessing both getter and setter methods here. Okay, so this is how you can do it. And it's not mandatory that you have to create getter and setter. It is not mandatory you have to create a getter and setter method. Okay, here it's optional. If you don't want to edit this data, just leave it as it is. If you don't want to edit, okay, this data is permanent and it will not change, just leave it as it is. You don't want to read, okay, fine. If you don't want to edit, okay, fine, leave it. But in case if you want to only read, you can go for getter method. Okay, or else you can only, if you want to only modify without reading, if you want to modify only without reading, if you want to modify, you can go for a setter method. If you don't want to, if you don't want to do both, just leave it, don't do anything. But if you want to do both, you can go for the both getter and setter method. It's left to you if you want to go, it's depending on the program. Okay, in the program it will be visible, like whether you have to go for a getter or whether you have to go for a setter, everything will be mentioned. Okay, everything will be mentioned in the program. So accordingly to that, you will be creating a getter and setter method. Okay, so this is how you can achieve encapsulation. So hope you have all have understood. Everybody understood what is the use of private method if we call again? So in real life, what is the use of this method? See, we are not prefixing it with a private because you want to access this from the outside class, from another class, from another class, you want to access that method with the help of the variable. So that is why we are not prefixing with a private for the method. Okay, if you are having a private for a method, no, that method will not be visible. That method will not be visible. Assume you have only one class and you don't want that class members to be visible anywhere. It's not that for every member will give private. No, some member, some method, some function you don't want to show to the user, and you have to make it a private. So that time you can go for a private method. If you see, like we have a private as a variable, you can go for private method also, and that method will be present only in that class, accessible only in that class. Outside the class, it will not be even visible. It will not be even visible. Okay. So in real life, everywhere we'll use, in every application there will be a private member. Every application there will be a private member. Okay. So yes, guys, you got it. Everybody understood? Yeah, of course, it depends on the not programmer. It depends on the requirement. It depends on the requirement. What you have to do according to requirement. Um, okay. Recall again. Okay, fine. See here, we have a private variable. Now we want to access this private variable outside the class because we have to read and write this variable. And here to safeguard this variable, we are prefixing with the we are prefixing it with a private. We are prefixing it with the private. You can actually read the data also, you can actually modify the data also by the methods of its own class by providing the indirect access. Through the methods of its own class, if you're accessing, that's the indirect access. When you're accessing directly the variable, okay, directly variable name, if you're accessing, that is a direct access. Since we have prefixed the wife name variable with a private keyword, you can't access this wife name outside the class, because private is a class level modifier, and any member of a class, if you prefix private keyword to class, private class, I think it's not possible. Illegal modifier for the class wife, only public abstract and final. Can you see here? Only public abstract and final are mandatory for your class wife. Okay, you can't go for private. If you are going for private, then there is no use of this class. If it is hidden, who can use this? Right? Are you getting my point? If you are making the class itself as a private, nowhere it will be visible. Nowhere it will be visible. Then how can you access it? Then what is the use of creating that? Right? That is why we'll not go for private for the class. You can go for a private for a variable, private for a method, and private for a initializer. Is my voice breaking? Everyone? Okay. And Preeti, okay, everyone are telling no, so make sure you have a good network. So here we are going for private variable to achieve data hiding. See, we have to hide it. Here wife name I have taken. Some more in real life, all your data will be privatized. They will not be kept for show or for museum like things. Like, okay, if you want data, you can take it. No, everything, every data is private. Okay. So like this, you have to privatize the data, and by validating and verify, we'll be going for getter and setter. Just like that, see, I have explained you here. By easily you can just creating object, you can go for getter and setter method to access data and to modify it. You cannot do this like this in real life. You can do like this, okay, in a program you can do like this. But before validating, and I mean before going for reading and modifying data, you have to do validation and verification. You have to do validation and verification, that you'll be slowly learning in upcoming classes. Okay, you have to do. Here you don't have that feature now, so in upcoming classes we'll be doing a big designs. There you'll understand what is that validation, what is that verification which you need. Okay, everything we will study there. Okay, here this much is enough for you. Okay, so we have created a getter and setter method here, and by creating an instance of wife inside a Raju. Okay, Raju's, I mean husband's class, that is Raju. Now we have access the getter and setter method. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood. Yes, Preeti, you got it? Preeti, you got it? And others also? Okay, okay. Okay, guys. This we have done. Okay, this we have done. Now let us go for. Ma'am, is it possible for both class Raju and Rani? Yeah, of course it's possible. I have explained you in one class, but it's possible for both I mean Raju class also to have private members, and you can have, yeah, at a time. Yes, it's possible. But here currently we are pointing towards the vice class, so that is why we are having these private members. You can, if you want, you can have with the both classes. Okay, in both classes, if you want, you can have. So you can have Raju's name is, you can make it as a private. So you can go for private string husband name, and go for Raju. Okay, so here, now currently we have a private variable. So Raja's name, since we are we have created an object inside same class. Okay, now here, now here, you can easily access. You can easily access the husband name. Easily you can access, because we have already created an instance. We are having a main method inside Raju class only. So I mean Raju we can go for. Now here, because of that only we can access husband name also here. We can access, like suppose if you want to print husband name here, you can go for, okay, you have to create an instance for that. So Raju r is equal to new Raju of no argument constructor. So with the help of a variable r dot in the println statement, r dot husband name you can easily get. Okay, so husband name you'll be getting it as a Raju. Fine. Now in the wife class, if you want to access that, okay, in the wife class, if you want to access that, very easy. You have to go for a getter and setter method here. For the Raju, you have to go for getter and setter. So you already seen how to create a getter and setter for the husband, I mean wife name. So same thing will be applying for husband name also. So get husband name will go for husband name. So here will be going for husband name. And to modify, you can go for set husband name. And here new husband name. Okay. It's funny actually. Okay. So this dot husband name is equal to new new husband name. Okay. So here you can also read, you can also go for a husband name. Okay, you can read husband name. So here we are returning husband name, so you can call it the help of println statement. You can go for but here we have okay, here we have to create an instance for that. So to create an Raju's, I mean Raju's, I mean instance, object instance you have to create. So we can go for Raju r is equal to new Raju of no argument constructor. So you can go for in a println statement, you can go for r dot get husband name. Okay, here also we can go for r dot set husband name, and after setting you can go for printing it. You can go for printing it, that is r dot get husband name. Okay, so here so husband name, wife name we are taking and initializing. Husband name, okay, also we are initializing. So here both we can do. Okay, I'm just explaining you here. Okay, so Raju instance we have created outside, and now here, okay, here we are getting a husband name also. Here we are changing the husband name also. Okay, so okay, here we have to take an argument, that is string husband. Okay, here we have to change to husband name. Okay, so now let us execute. Okay, what happened? Where error is there? Set wife name. Okay, here it is accessing husband name also. Husband name we will change as Maharaja. Maharaja or Maharaj. Okay. Now let us execute. Okay, are we getting Raju and Rani name, and changed name are Maharaju, Maharaju and Maharani. And after that we are also calling again we are going for instance of Raju here. Okay, let me remove this here. You can actually access. Okay, now so we are having the old names first, then the changed names. Old names we have and the changed names we have. And since we are printing the wife name here, wife name again we are printing, so we got a wife name. Okay, so from both the classes you can access. Please repeat it again now. Okay, see here we have a class wife, we have a private variable. Wherever you have private variable, you can go for getter and setter method to read and write. And here we have a husband name as a private. Here you don't have to do again anything, but here we have a husband name. So if you want, if you have wife class want to access husband name or change husband name, you can go through get husband name method and set husband name method. Okay, that is what. If you want to access private members from another class, logic is very simple. From one class you have to access another class private members, you can access only through the methods. That is only through getter and setter method you can access. Only through getter and setter method you can access. That is the logic here. Okay, now let us come back to whatever we have done before. Okay, Okay, so don't get confused. That is why I don't teach you any more in the single day. So here, just remember, wife has a private variable name and it has a getter and setter method to read and write the data. That's it. Raju is class and his wife is having his wife class is there and husband name is Raju. Okay, you can remove this, not needed. Now here, wife instance we have created in the Raju's class and we called the wife name first time. Wife name we have called, we got Rani. Next, we have set the wife name as Maharani and we are calling the wife name again. So we got Maharani. And that's it. Okay. So don't go for creating instance. Don't get confused here. Okay. Don't get confused here for your understanding. If you, I have told you, I know people are having not having same grasping power, but it's okay. Everybody is different and unique. So here we have a class wife with getter and setter having private variable. Here we have class Raju, husband Raju. Here we are having instance of wife here and we are having getter and setter. So I hope everybody has understood this. Um, I hope everybody has understood this. Main method. Main method. What is there inside main method? Main method, we have created an instance of wife. We are calling getter wife name method to return the name and to setter wife name method to change the name. And again, we are going for get wife name method to read the name which has been updated. To read the same variable only we are going. But here we'll get to know if the name is updated or not. Okay. So this is about your encapsulation. Okay. Now let us go for one design. Okay. Let us go for one design here. And through the design, now we will understand how a getter method should be there, how a setter method should be there inside a design, inside a UML design. Okay. So let us go for your class. Let us go for a private, a paint. Okay, so let us create a UML design that is where is it? Yeah, that is the sim class. Okay, that is the class sim. Okay, class sim. So class sim has the attributes. So now if you write a variable, suppose okay, sim has a sim number. Sim has a sim number, service provider, everything has it has. So we'll go for sim number. Okay, now we will not know whether it is a private variable or not. To know this is a private variable, we will prefix a hyphen here. Any variable prefix with a hyphen is a private variable. Listen carefully. Any variable, any variable prefix with a hyphen. Prefixed with a hyphen is a private variable. And sim number. Now you guys tell me, can you change the sim number or can you read the sim number? Can you do both? Can you change the sim number or can you read the sim number? Can you do both? Okay, why no? Why can't we change the sim number? Okay, only reading. Okay. So SIM number can only be read. You can't change it. SIM number can't be changed. It is not in our hands. We can buy new SIM, but SIM number can't be changed. Okay. Now next. Okay, we will go for a service provider. Okay, service provider. Now you guys tell me, for a SIM number, for a number you take, can you change the service provider from Airtel? Can you change to Idea? Like that? Can you change it? Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can do it. So for the service provider, we can go for both reading and modifying. That is, both we can read it also, we can change the SIM service provider also, we can change it. Okay, so we have given both readable and modifiable. Readable and modifiable means, which means it we can create both getter and setter. Readable means only getter, only getter. Readable means getter, modifiable means setter. Okay, so readable and modifiable, both it is both readable and modifiable. Okay, now see balance. Can you see your friend's sim balance? He will only not know surely. So your even sims will get give notifications that your currency like will end here. Yeah, of course it's a private thing. No, others will not know how much recharge you have done. So your sim balance is also private. Can you read and modify the balance? Can you both read the balance? Can you modify the balance? Can you do both? You can also read. How you can read is you can check the balance. You can check the balance, you can read. But after you recharge, the balance will be modified. After you recharge, the balance will be modified. Okay, extra GB. In case if you want extra GB, you're watching some YouTube tutorial for any course. So maybe so that time, or you want to listen to music, the GB is not there, so that time you can add an extra GB to your sim. So by just now they're giving me 19 rupees, there in Airtel they're giving 1 GB, in 29 2 GB. So like that you can change the balance, you can recharge, you can change the balance also. So balance is both readable and modifiable. Yes, Netflix, Amazon Prime, yeah, Amazon Prime, Netflix, yeah, surely they need more data. So here, if you're having Wi-Fi, that's a different thing. But in case you don't have Wi-Fi, then obviously we need to recharge our phones. So okay, SIM number, service provider, balance is done. Now you guys tell me. Now, can color be a private member? Can color be a private member? Can color be a private member, guys? No. Why? Because in advertisements they will show you the SIM color. They will show you the sim color. Sim color you can easily initialize. You can call it, you can read it, you can change it. So sim, for the color you have, I have not prefixed hyphen, which means it's not private, and you can both edit and modify it. You don't have any, you don't want this indication that readable only, modifiable only. No, not needed, because you can actually do anything with the this variable. Okay. So next we shall go for, we shall go for one line here. So we will have a sim details method. We will have one, because we have all the sim, no sim we have. Okay, we can actually go for a sim details method also. So we shall go for sim details method now. To print all the details of sim, we will go for sim details method. Okay, so in this UML diagram, this is a UML design, and here will be doing encapsulation. Encapsulation will be achieving encapsulation. Here we'll be achieving encapsulation. Okay, and we will be creating a getter and setter methods. We'll be creating getter and setter methods here. Okay, encapsulation will be done, so both getter and setter will be created. Okay, getter and getter and setter will be done here. Getter and setter. Okay, so hope you have understood design. Now let us take a snap of this. Okay, so let us go for your getter and etc methods. Okay, done. Now let us create a class sim now. Okay, let us create a class once again, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so here now let us go for creating a class called as sim. Okay, let us go for creating a class called as sim. Okay, now so let us create a class sim. Okay, in the sim class we have to see, first we have sim number. Okay, we'll go for private. So sim number, which data type we can take for the sim number? For the sim number, which data type we can take? Yes, long. Yes, surely we can take a long. Private long sim number is equal to, okay, if you don't want to initialize, just leave it. Okay, now we have a sim number. Next we will go for a service provider. Do we have a service provider? Yes, service provider we have. So we'll go for private string service provider. Private string service provider. Okay, next private um int balance. Okay, so nobody will do balance for lakhs, so thousands only will be done. So 1000 capacity is there in int data type. So we will take int. So color will go for string color. String color. Now here, okay, here we shall go for a getter and setter methods. We shall go for getter and setter methods, and you have to see which is getter and which is setter. So you have to listen carefully which is getter and which is setter. Okay. So okay, as you can see here, sim number is getter, not setter. Only getter means only readable means only getter. So getter method for sim number. Sim number. So the syntax is you need to have public return type for the getter method. For the getter method, return type should be type should be type of the hidden value. Type of the hidden value. What is the type there? Data type, that is long. So we'll prefix long. We'll go for a method name get sim number. Get sim number method. And since we have given return type as a long here, we have to return the data, that sim number. We have to return sim number. Okay. Getter method done. Now let us go for next one. So getter method for sim number is done. Now we will go for both getter and setter for the service provider. Okay. Now separately we will create now getter method for service provider. Okay, getter method you all know now. Public string public string get get service provider method. Okay, now we'll be returning service provider. Okay, now getter method for service provider is done. Now let us go for setter method for service provider. Now we shall go for setter method for service provider. So setter method for service provider. Okay, now let us go for setter method now. So public void set service provider method. For setting you have to take input, that is string. Okay, service provider string service provider. Okay, now setting, so we'll be going for this dot service provider is equal to local variable service provider. Okay, can you see here, if I select this, it will be selected for the local variable. Okay, so this is our local variable service provider. Okay, next, this is a setter method for service provider. Setter method for service provider. Next, after this, now we shall go for the next variable, that is our balance. So balance is also both readable and modifiable. So let us go for let me give some space here. Okay, so first we'll go for getter method getter method getter method for we will go for balance. Getter method for balance, public balance is int type, so int get balance method, and here will be returning the balance. Now let us go for setter method. So here setter method for balance. Setter method for balance. So when we go for setter method for balance, okay, So we shall go for public void set balance. Set balance. So balance will be int balance. Okay. Here. So we'll be going for this dot balance is equal to balance variable. So this is how we can go for setter and getter method for the private members. Now that's it. Now we shall go for a method, that is public void sim details method. So in the sim details method, uh, guys, 1 second, I'm getting a call. Just a minute. Excuse me. Yeah. So now we shall go for a sim details method. So first one is for, we'll be going for sim number. Next, we'll be going for service provider. Next, we'll be going for balance. You can go for this dot balance, this dot service provider, this dot sim number, or directly you can take a variables also. Okay. Now we shall go for the color. Okay. So now we will have the sim number, service provider, balance, and color. So here, excuse me, you can go for sim number is equal to, or sim number is, you can go for service provider. Okay. Next for the balance. Balance. Okay. So lastly for the color. Color will be going for sim balance. We'll be going for sim color. Okay. So sim number, sim service provider, we can go for sim service provider. Sim number, sim service provider, sim balance, and sim color. So we have all the attributes here. Okay. So we have gone for a private members, and we have created both getter and setter method respectively. Getter and setter method respectively we have created, and here we have a sim details method where we are printing all the private members. All the private members. Okay. So after this, now see, we are able to access the private members inside the same class. We are able to access the private members inside the same class. Okay. And now what we shall do here, okay, we shall go for creating one class called a sim driver. We shall go for creating a class called a sim driver. Let us create that class, that is a sim driver. Sim driver class. So here, okay, sim driver. Okay. Now currently do okay, so we'll go for a main method. Okay. Now after going for main method here, okay, so now we shall go for creating an instance for sim. Okay. we shall go for we shall go for creating an instance for sim. Sim s is equal to new sim of no argument construct. No argument construct. Next, after this, now we shall go for initializing the attributes. So we shall initialize a sim number. So for initializing all those things, so what we have to do here, we don't have any constructor here. So we will create one constructor. We'll go for source. Now generate constructors using fields. Okay, we have selected all, we'll generate it. So we have generated one constructor. So let us take constructor before here. Okay, so below this, now let us go for the constructor. Okay. Okay, so currently we have a sim constructor. Obviously, see, you can have constructor inside same class you can have, and here this sim class. Okay, it's a private. It's a sim. It's private, so you can initialize here only. Private members here also you can initialize. Inside the same class, you can do whatever you want. Okay. So after this, now okay, so we shall go for the sim driver. Now we have to go for a parameterized sim. Okay, so parameter is sim here. So okay, let me show you what all the details you have to give. First, you have to go for sim number. Sim number we can go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to indicate it's a long, we'll go for L. Next, we'll go for service provider. Service provider we can go for idea and balance 250. Balance you can go for 250. Where is this? 250. Next, after this we shall go for the um, color of the sim. So it is yellow color. So okay, now here, if you are calling yes dot sim details method, yes dot sim details method, all the details of the sim you'll be getting, all the details of the sim you'll be getting. Okay, so you'll be getting it as a sim number, sim number, sim service provider, sim balance, sim color. This is normal. Okay, this is normal. Now suppose we want to change the data, you want to read the member, you have to change the data. So what you can do here, you can go for getter and setter method. Suppose you want to read the private, only you have to read that only one member, you have to read that only member, only one member, you can go for a getter method. Or if you want to edit only that member, you can go for to edit that member, you can go for setter method. Okay, now we shall read the we shall read the um okay, we shall go for changing the sim. Okay, I mean the sim service provider. So first let us read the service provider here. So service provider is dot get service provider. So get the service provider, you will be getting it as, okay, let us have some design in between. So okay, so yes dot get service provider. So get a service provider means surely you'll be getting idea. Service provider is idea. So what is our motto? We have to change it to, we don't want it to idea, we want it to Airtel. Assume. Okay. Now we shall go for the setter method. Setter method is s dot set service provider. You can go for Airtel here. You can go for Airtel. And now again, if you go for a get service provider, you will be getting the updated value. Okay, so set get service provider, we have seen what was the data is idea, so we have changed it to Airtel, okay. Next, so color of the sim also gets changed. If Airtel, I mean service provider is changing, means color of the sim also will be changed. So we will see which is what is the color of the sim. So guess dot get okay, s dot color only we will go for. The color that is yellow, so we will initialize it. S dot color is equal to red and black. Oh, it's red and white, right? Okay. So red and white. Now we have changed. We have changed the service provider as well as a color. You can also change recharge also. You can also change the recharge. Keeping the number stagnant, you can go for recharging also. First you can check, you can read the data first. Okay. So we can go for reading the balance. Okay. So s dot get balance method. So you'll be getting a balance, that for sure. Now you want to change it, you can go for h dot set the balance method. You can go for 399. Okay. So like this, you can check the data. Now, after all this, now let us go for calling the calling the uh, details method, that is sim details method. Now let us call sim details method. This is before editing. These details are there, no, this is before changing or editing, reading and editing. But after we have achieved encapsulation, that means we have accessed the private members and we are trying to read and write the private member. So after that, now there is a changes in the data, so we can go for now yes dot sim details. Now there will be a difference between the here and there. Okay, this details and this detail, there will be a difference. So here let us see here. As you can see, earlier SIM number was same, service provider was Idea, balance 2250, color is yellow. So we have read the data first. Before changing, we have to first read the data. Before changing, first you have to read the data. Here constructor is already given, already initialized. That is not a problem. But here we want to change it again. No, first we are reading it. Okay, first we are reading it. After that, now we are editing it. Here in this code only we have edited. Now after editing, the updated value is SIM number is same. We have not changed, but service provider is Airtel. Balance is 399. SIM color is red and white. SIM color is red and white. Okay. So this is how we can achieve encapsulation. This is how you can achieve encapsulation by hiding the data member. By hiding the data member, and this is how you can do it. Okay. So hope you all have understood. Everybody understood the concept? Set color you cannot do because it's not a private variable. Color is not a private variable, so you don't have to go for set to get and all. You can do anything with a variable color. It's not a private, no. That is why. So I hope everybody has understood. Everybody has understood the concept encapsulation. First principle of OOPS. Everybody has understood. Okay, guys. Yes. Here. Okay, I will give you one homework. Okay, I'll give you one homework. So make sure you do it. Okay. So let me go for a homework for you here. And if I give you homework, try to do it. In case if you're not getting, you can ask me next day to do it. But in case if you're not getting, if you're getting, you understood. If you're not doing, surely will forget. That will not get stored inside your brain. So try to do the homework programs every day. Okay, because you're a newcomer for this Java. You just know whatever I'm teaching. So to make to become a master in this, you have to practice. Practice only makes you perfect. So let us go for one more design here. Okay. So we will go for a class account. Okay. So in the class account here, okay, in the class account here, okay, okay, we have a class account here. Now in the class account, in the class account here, now here, we shall have the attributes first. Okay, we shall go for the attributes. So attributes we can go for account holder name, account holder name. Now, can you tell me, is the account holder name a private variable? And if it is private, we can go for readable and modifiable. Which one we can go for? We can go for which one? If it is readable or if it is modifiable? Only readable. Oh, no. Can you guys tell me if it is able to modify? Can we modify the account holder name? Why can't we do it? We can do it. In the program we will not do it, but here we can do it actually. But usually account holder name will not be changed because it will be constant, no, in SSLC marks card PO and everything it will be there. But in case if you want to change the name, you have to go to court, you have to get one thing from the court, and then you have to post that in a newspaper that you have changed your name to this. So much work is there. So as a good side, we are not changing the name now. So account holder name we will be going for only readable. We will not go for modifiable. because usually account holder name is constant, it will not be changed. So account holder name, okay. Now account number, can it be changed? Can account number be changed? No, it can be only read. So readable, only readable. Okay. Next, next we can go for balance. Okay, available balance. Now you tell me, balance can be read and written. Both, can it be both readable and modifiable? Yes, of course. You can check balance, and if you deduct amount, if you withdraw amount, I mean, if you add or take the amount back, like deposit and withdraw, amount will be changing. So you can go for both readable and modifiable. Next, what we can go for, account holder name, account number, available balance. Any other attribute we can go for here now? Next, holder name done, number, balance. Yes, anything else? Account type. Okay. IFSC code. Okay. Hey, that is for bank, no? Account number, account IFSC code. Okay, we can go for account IFSC code. Okay. Account IFSC code only can be read, and Aadhaar number. And Aadhaar number also can't be, yeah, it has become more attributes. IFSC code, okay. Aadhaar number, yes, it's a private. Okay, we'll go for Aadhaar number. It can only be readable. And anything else? Aadhaar number, type of account. Okay, account type. So account type means a bank, let it be account, it's in a bank. Okay, let us not take any bank name here. So we can go for account holder name, number, balance, IFSC code, other number, and account type. See, account type, can it be changed? The type of the account, can it be changed? Can the type of account be modifiable? Why it can't be modified? Okay, how it can be modified? Tell me, anyone? How it can be modified? You can read account type, you can read. Now, can you modify it, and how? Why we can change by giving application? Yes, we can change it. So here we can go for modifying also. Modifying only two I have given. For reading so much I have given. So let us deduct one here. Aadhaar number, IFSC code. So since we are not taking a bank name here, since we are not taking bank name here, so we shall go for removing this IFSC code. Account number is enough. Account number will not indicate any bank name, so we will change it here. Okay, so we will go for pasting this. Let us paste it here. First, let us remove this. Oh, okay, once again. I mean, it will not be good if we have spaces here. So, okay, let it be this much. Next, we shall go for account details. We shall go for account details. Okay. So if this is enough, actually, you can go for these attributes. Okay. Next, we'll be going for account details method. Account details method. See, you can take any number of objects. You can take any number of objects. You can change whatever you want. Okay. But the thing is, you have to spare some extra time for whatever you're working on and do it properly. Okay. So, this is your homework. You have to achieve encapsulation here. Encapsulation. You have to achieve, and you have to go for getter and setter methods. Getter and setter methods. And you have to create two classes here. One is a account class, one is account driver class. Okay. If you want, you can go for dynamic read. If you want, you can go for dynamic read also. We will be doing dynamic read. Surely we'll be doing. Okay. In the upcoming classes, we'll be doing. Okay. So please one show the previous program. Okay. What happened here? You have a class sim. I'll be sending this code in your Q talk. Don't worry about that. I'll be sending this. Any doubts you have? Shivani, any doubts? Let me know. And guys, if you have understood, do let me know. Any doubts you have in encapsulation? Anywhere, any doubts you guys have in encapsulation? Okay, okay, guys. Okay. So others, okay, I've already asked you, right? Okay. Okay, guys, now let us go for the next principle of OOPS. This is the shortest, ma'am, is need for driver class. See, driver class you need because through that class only you can have an interface for the user. Okay, you can have an interface. That means there will be a medium of communication for the user through the driver class only. And if you go to advanced classes, there will be three folders created in the source. In src itself, three folders will be created. That is your DAO, DTO and controller. There your trainer will explain which classes you have to store where. Okay, see, one class, if in case if you're going for JDBC, one class is for your code. Okay, programmer return code. So maybe sim class. Okay, sim class is a program return code, maybe DAO, and sim driver may be a controller, and one more class will be there where you join or where you combine the database with the Java code. That we can go for a DTO maybe. Okay, there you will understand it. Different classes should be stored in different folder. So I mean, it should be created in different folders. So that is why every time, from here only we are having that practice of creating first sim class and a sim driver. First sim class and then sim driver. This practice you need it. Okay, because suppose assume now, why you will have this, I will tell you. Okay, can the driver class be built in the same? Yeah, sure. Why can't we do same program? Yes. Driver class means what? Now this sim class can be a driver class. Sim class can be a driver class by by having a main method. Main method you can have here itself. Here itself you can have the main method, but we will not do like this. There is a different procedure actually. So earlier we were doing, we were writing main method here only. Okay, but we should not do write main method there. We have to create a separate class mentioning it's a driver class, and inside main method you have to go for a user interface and all the coding you have to do here, which is tasks of the user. Okay, so you can't do, this is a code class. Okay, user, a programmer return code class, and this is a driver class, user interface. And there will be one more class where you'll be having a link between your Java code and a database. Because in a JDBC, for example, in a JDBC, I'm telling the same thing will happen. So here in currently in our Java, we don't have any database. If you're executing this code, you're executing this code in the console. Now currently you're getting this output. Now if I get execute Raja class, okay, Raja code, if I execute now you'll get a Raja code. Now you guys tell me, are we storing code anywhere? Are we storing a code anywhere? We are not storing the code, right? We are not storing. So for database and Java connection, where you can do CRUD operations easily, you can create tables, you can create attributes there, you can have the data also. Okay, everything you can do. You can have a control of your database through the Java code itself. Your JDBC or Hibernates. There you will understand why we are going for the three different classes. Okay, currently follow whatever I tell. Just you have to go for sim. This is a code class. Sim is a code class. So sim is a code class and programmer written code, and sim driver is a user interface. So like this, you have to differentiate to two different classes. Okay, because you'll be storing it in a two different folders in under SRC. Okay, so that is why you have to differentiate. Okay, I hope you guys got it. Okay. So this is the shortest principle of OOPS. The shortest principle of OOPS is your encapsulation, and that's all about your encapsulation. And one more thing, have we taken oral mock for the test which I have conducted? Have you taken oral mock here for your batch? Okay, just a minute. So it's E23, right? Okay, it's not here. Just a minute, I'll get it. So how many of you attended here? I mean, have we conducted a oral mock for this part 1 assessment? Did we conduct oral mock? Okay, I think no, we have not conducted oral mock. Mock ratings are very important for you guys. That will only decide to which company you will get placed, right? Mock ratings are very important. I am stressing it again and again. And attend the test, whatever is been given. No, attend the test. Don't be without attending. So, I here 23 member currently are there. So let me check here. How many of you are here? So, part one assessment I have given you. Just a minute, I will check how many of you are there. Like, okay, only 22 have submitted. Okay, so I think those 22 are the 22s here present here. Yes. Now, as you can see here, the strength has been changed to 22 now. I don't know if you're attending class, then what's the problem in attending the test? Okay, so now we shall have okay, we have not taken mock. Mock has not been done. So there is 20 minutes left here. Next principle we will do tomorrow. We shall take a oral mock now. Okay. So now last 20 minutes we'll go for oral mock. I hope you guys are ready. Everybody are ready? Okay, I'll come from. Do not leave the class. Okay, don't be cowards. Already you have written what is there. Okay, stay here itself, and we will start with the assessment. Okay, Gautam, are you here? Gautam. Once again, Gautam. Guys, if you're leaving the class, there will be no mark ratings. Okay, this is surprise mark. Okay, surprise mark will be like this. As I told you anytime I can take an oral mark. So be prepared. Can you please take tomorrow? Why? We have done with part one. No, it's been so many days. Part one we have done 1.5 week back only, or maybe 2 weeks back only we have done. Okay, tomorrow you guys are ready for part one. Part one mock and programming test. Have I given programming test for you guys? Is programming test done for you? No, right? Programming test has not been done. Okay, only MCQ you have done, and we have already. Okay. Yeah, got it. So there is a programming and MCQ test. So what I'll do is I'll combine both. I will take one day. Okay, maybe okay, I will tell you one day. Okay, separately I'll not conduct Saturday. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Okay, we'll see which day we can conduct. And I'm telling you, any day I can conduct. It's not a see interviews how you will attend. They will alert you. Okay, this day you have to attend interviews from 1 week back only. They will tell you. No, right? So surprise mark. I mean, mark. I will tell you. MCQ test. I will tell you which day you have to attend it because that holds a major weightage for your mock ratings. And these things you guys have to be prepared anywhere. Anytime I can ask you. So go through the uh, code and go through the notes every day. Just whatever has been done today, revise it and sleep it off. Sleep off. That's it. Okay. Okay, then if you're not doing mark now let us proceed with our second principle of whoops. Okay. So second principle of whoop is our inheritance. Okay, inheritance. So for learning that, For learning that, first we have to learn relationship. What is a relationship? Now, can anyone define relationship? Anyone define relationship? Okay, bonding. Okay, bonding between whom? Between what? Between whom? Pencil and sharpener can have bonding. Pencil and eraser. Pencil will come with eraser. Comparing. No, no, no. Comparing will not come in a relationship. No, no. Attributes and behavior bonding. Uh, yeah, maybe. Yes. Yeah, it might be. Yeah. Attributes and behavior bonding, it might be. Okay. Anything else? Connection. Yes. Relationship means it's a connection. So, yes, bonding between two objects. You can call it as a connection or bonding between two objects. So, relationship means it is a relationship means it is a connection between two objects. Connection between two objects. Relationship means it is a connection between two objects. Just you can call it as a connection, or sometimes association also will be there. You can call it as a connection or association between two objects is called as a relationship. And in our Java, we have two types of relationship. We have two types of relationship. So first one is first one is we can go for has a. Okay, first one is your has a relationship. First one is has a relationship. Has a relationship. Second one is a relationship. Second one is a relationship. We have two types of relationship, that is a has a relationship and a is a relationship. So let us understand what is has a relationship first, then we can go for easy. Okay, so now we'll be studying about has a relationship. Has a relationship. So relationship of has a is like, okay, if one object if one object is dependent on another object, if one object is dependent on another object, is called as has a relationship. Is called as has a relationship. Has a relationship means one object dependent on another object. One object dependent on another object is called as has a relationship. But how can we tell how much it is dependent? But how much it is dependent, we don't know. We don't know how much it is dependent. So that is why, to know the level of dependency, we have two types. To know the level of dependency, like how much an object is dependent on another, how much an object is dependent on another. To know that, we have a two two members, the two classification of the elements, that is aggregation and composition. Aggregation and composition. In a has a relationship means one object dependent on another object is called as has a relationship. How much it is dependent, we don't know. So that is why there are two classifications here, that is aggregation and composition. Aggregation and composition. Now let us understand aggregation. So aggregation means, okay, one object, or you can tell dependency between these two objects. Dependency, there is a dependency between two objects, but one object can live without another object. One object can live without another object. There is a dependency between two objects. Dependency is there. Okay, dependency is there, but that one object can live without another object. So example, if you can take your cab and Ola. Ola is a software. Cab is a physical car. Physical car. So physical car can exist without Ola also. Ola Ola is currently existing without cabs, and Ola companies don't own any cars. Ola companies don't own any cars. They are just registering where they are making the people to register it, and they're using it. Okay. So here Here, now can we tell, see, cab and Ola are dependent on each other. They are dependent, okay? Dependency between both, yes. Train, online booking, yes, you can go for that also. So cab and Ola, if you're taking, you can go for, cab can be without Ola also. Ola software can be without cab also. So both are dependent, but they can be without each other also. Without each other also they can be. And this phenomenon is called as aggregation. Aggregation means there is a dependency between two objects, but they both objects can be without each other. Suppose, yes, as Tejaswini told, we can go for a train and a online ticket booking. Train and a online ticket booking. See, train, you, it is physically present. Without online booking also train will run, okay? But online booking is like, without train obviously you can't do. But for booking a train nowadays everybody is dependent online. So train and online are dependent on each other, but they can be without each other. Sometimes when, suppose you have not got ticket online, you can go physically get a ticket. And sometimes you have not, you don't want to go, take a ticket offline, there you can go for online. So both are interdependent, only dependency is there, but they can exist without each other, they can live without each other. This is called as aggregation. This is called as aggregation. But suppose you can take a bus and the passenger. Bus and a passenger. Bus and passenger, they are dependent. Obviously, they're dependent, but they can exist without each other. It's not like, oh, without bus I cannot live. Okay, or bus can tell, oh, passenger, without passenger I can, bus cannot live, like that. It's nothing like that. Okay, so they are dependent. Interdependent dependency between them is, between these two objects is there, but they can exist without each other. They can exist without each other. This is called as aggregation. And aggregation is indicated by a empty diamond. Aggregation is indicated by a empty diamond. Okay, in a UML diagram I'm telling, in a UML design, aggregation is denoted by a empty diamond. Okay, and composition means, listen carefully, composition means there is a dependency between two objects. There is a dependency, the dependency between two objects is there, but here one object cannot live without another object. One object cannot live without another object. It's like people and modern lifestyle. You know, man, we can live. I am not modern. If you see me here, I mean, in case if you see me anywhere, I am not modern. So modern lifestyle can be, people can live without modern lifestyle also. So one object is dependent on another object. Like there is a dependency between two objects where one object cannot live without another object. Suppose if you take car and an engine. So can car live without engine? Yes, human has heart. Yes, heart. Yes, heart is there. Yes, I'll come back to it. So can a car live without engine? Can a car live without engine? Yes, car and engine are interdependent. Yes, maybe battery. Battery is there means engine will not be there. If battery is there, engine not needed. Battery acts like a fuel. You need an engine. As automobile students, if you're here, if battery is there also for the physical motion, for this rotational motion, at least you need one engine. You need an engine for that. So obviously you need engine. Earlier even I thought battery is there, why not need? But actually we need a battery. I mean we need an engine everywhere. Okay. So here, in case if you're having engine, okay, in case if you're having engine, you can take it as, in case if you're having engine here, car and engine are interdependent. Dependency between two objects, and they cannot live without each other. If you take a car, it can't live without engine, and if you take an engine, it can't live without a car. I'm taking car, you can take bus, you can take a truck, whatever you want, you can take. Okay. And suppose if you take mother and baby, no man, mother and baby will grow up, leave mother and go. No, not cannot happen. Human has heart. See, people can live without heart also. Sometime, like minimum, sometime human can live. Fish and water. Accurate is the part who convert electric energy into mechanical energy. Accurator, yes. I think I'm correct now. Yes, accurator. Okay, it's a accurator. Okay, accurator is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical. Okay, so because practically thinking, when I'm not a mechanical student, but we usually we have that sense, right? Like any motion, if the car will move, that's a physical motion, so we need one engine for that, right? So yeah, we need an engine, car and engine. Okay, we can take that. And if you're taking a human, now human, tell me one thing which human can't live without, not even a second. That one thing human can't live without, practically thinking. Yes, oxygen. Human can't live without oxygen. Now, for see how it is interdependent, I'll tell you. Human is dependent on oxygen. Yes, oxygen is built by whom? Plants. Plants, or you can call it as a leaves or a plants. By what process? By photosynthesis. By photosynthesis, obviously plants will take the carbon dioxide, CO2, and it will give the oxygen. It will take the carbon dioxide, it will give the oxygen. And oxygen, to generate oxygen, it needs carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is released by humans, and oxygen will be given to the environment, so to the humans. I mean, human and oxygen are interdependent. But in Java, we take everything as an object. So human and oxygen are dependent on each other. But but here human can't live without oxygen, and oxygen also can't live without humans. So I mean, interdependent, I'm telling. Oxygen is developed by plants, right? It is created by plants. Plants live, I mean, it needs a carbon dioxide and sunlight for photosynthesis. So you need oxygen, and you need human needs oxygen, and oxygen also needs human for preparing oxygen. It needs human also. So human can't live without oxygen, and oxygen preparation for the plants can't live without humans. You can take animals also. Breathing, you can take that. Hero and villain in a movie. Yeah, it can be that hero and villain. Yeah, there is every movie there is a hero and villain. So yeah, you can take that also. Okay. So this thing is called as composition. Aggregation means two objects dependent on each other. Okay, there is a dependency between two objects, and they can live without each other. They can live without each other is aggregation. They can't live without each other is a composition. They can't live without each other is called as a composition. And you indicate composition by filled diamond. You indicate composition by filled diamond. Listen carefully. If you're writing in a UML design, don't get confused. Aggregation is indicated by a empty diamond. Composition is indicated by a filled diamond. Aggregation empty diamond. Composition is a filled diamond. Okay. So here, okay. So let us stop here. So we have to go for further ways, see how we can do it practically. Okay, using code, how we can do, and what we have to do to build a relationship between these two objects. So obviously one object means we'll be creating one class. So that class, how we can have a linkage from one class to another class, and how can we access the members. Everything we will see in tomorrow's class, because 4 minutes is there. In 4 minutes you can't do one whole relationship here. So we will resume it in tomorrow's class. I hope you have understood everything till here. Has everybody understood here? Has everyone understood till here? Okay, guys, that's good. Okay, so just for a fun, let us go for um one question and answer session, Q&A session. Just for fun. Don't take this question and answer session seriously, and don't leave the class without me leaving or without me telling. Okay, so so we will go for okay, Q&A session. So anybody can answer this. I'll not call anyone. If I call, you will leave. So I mean, it's not a good thing that you will leave without whenever I call. It's a disrespecting thing. So I will not call you. Anybody can answer this. You can give an audio request, and just 3 minutes is there. You can answer this. Now, can anyone tell me what is an object? Completely you have to explain. Don't tell short answers. One sentence order. Tell explain in one sentence. Don't do that. Completely you answer it. What is an object? Anybody can answer this question. Anyone? What is an object? Yes, Sank.
Ma'am, object means the things which are existing in real life.
Yes.
Hello,
And
is my voice
yes,
is
Sank.
audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yes. Yes. Ma'am, object means the things which are ex- uh, existing in real life, ma'am.
Hmm. And you have to explain further. Object has both attributes and behavior. What does attribute indicate? What does behavior indicate? Everything you have to tell.
Ma'am, attributes means structure means if we take example of cat, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, yes, you're audible. Tell me. Are you accessing your notes? Sanket, are you taking help of notes? Don't take help of notes. If you know, you tell. I mean, if you remember, already obviously you will be knowing. If you remember, you can tell. Yes, attributes means properties of a class. Behavior means the methods or the functions of the class. Okay. Yes, Sanket, that's a good try. Okay, guys. Yes. So every object, okay, anything which exists in real life, okay, that which we can see, okay, in real life, those are called as object. And in our object-oriented programming, everything is an object. For us, everything, whatever thing we will take, no, everything is taken as an object in our Java. Okay, an object has both attributes and behavior. Attributes means the things which are visible. Okay, those are called as attribute, and those will be are mentioned in the form of a non-static variables. Properties are the, I mean, properties means the same only, and behavior means the tasks which the object can do. Okay, the task which object can do is called as a behavior, and this behavior is taken in the form of a, or mentioned in the form of a non-static methods. Non-static methods. Okay, so that's all about your object. Okay, so today we have completed the first principle of our OOPS, and tomorrow we'll be proceeding with the next principle. Now, next principles are like they're very big. Only this principle is short and very easy, encapsulation, data hiding. So make sure you go through the notes and the programs today itself. Okay, after go have your dinner nicely and come back at 9:30. By the time your notes will be sent, maybe okay within 10 I will send. Okay, guys, that's it for today, and I hope you guys have understood. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's class. Okay, with some more good concept we'll be having. Okay, okay, guys, that's it for today. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye bye. Good night. No, Preeti. No, no, no class is there. No, I thought I'll send notes. Okay, ma'am, I don't receive yet my answer. What, man? What answer you need, Sanket? What answer you need, Sanket? I don't receive yet my answer. Answer. Okay. This one. Okay, okay, okay. Response sheet. Okay. If you have okay, just a minute. I'll open your this one, your sheets here. Okay, E23. Okay, just a minute. Others can leave. Others can leave. Have a great evening. People who have not got a response of from in your mail, you can stay. So Sanket. Okay, where is it? Okay. So once again. So Saurabh and Sanket both have not got a. Okay, just a minute. Maybe you have not mentioned the mail ID properly. Maybe you have not mentioned, because that main majorly that will be the issues, because everybody has got once only I can send to everyone. So okay. So Sanket. Okay, Sanket Suryavanshi09@gmail.com. I will share the screen now. Check if the mail ID is correct or not, so that I can surely tell you have got the mail in a spam or whatever. Ankit, you can see here now. Here, can you see here? Sanket, Sanket Suryavanshi09 at gmail.com and Saurabh dot Suryavanshi007 at gmail.com. Can you see here both? Yes. Is your mail ID is proper? Is your mail ID is proper? No, you can't access. That is what I told. If you are mentioning proper mail ID, see what happens is, see, there will be a release score option. I can just click on the release scores. Automatically, it will get into your mails. Separately for everyone, I will not do. And there is no option for that actually. I mean, it's there, but obviously at once, everyone I will send. So here, whatever the mail IDs you have mentioned, no, to that mail IDs only I can send you. If you just click on release course, it will be released. And at August 28th, I have sent you everything. On August 28th, I have sent all the responses of all. See, there's 22 responses. Everybody has, out of 65, everybody has cleared the test. And you guys have got good marks. I mean, it's okay marks. Some people have just passed. No problem. Your mail has been already sent. Gadhave Sanket Rajendra. Okay, wait a second. Um, Gadhave. Okay, can you share gadave2690 at gmail.com? Any problem, any small mistake you have done, it will be going to a different person. Gadhave2690 at gmail.com. Is the mail ID correct? Is mail ID correct? Then obviously it would have gone. Check your mail ID. Everybody, today you check, okay? If you have not got, refresh your mails. Today you check it. In case if you didn't get, tomorrow I will send it manually to you all, okay? Please resend. Can you DP again? What? What is the DP? What's the DP? Yeah, you guys refresh it today. In case if you're not getting, no, mention, tell in the Q talk, no, I will send everybody's, okay? And separately I'll send in your mails. Only the marks and all these things I can send you. Everything I can't send you. Only marks I can send you. If I have sent if you have got this mail, your response sheets also would have been gone. I mean, you would have got which is correct answer. Which I mean, already we have done no. So that those things would have got. So, okay, you guys check today. Again, if you're not getting, tomorrow I will send you, okay? Where it will go, here only it will be there now. So, yeah. Okay. So, I'll send it tomorrow. Refresh your screen. Go for spam. Spam and all you check properly, okay? And check if you have given a proper mail ID. Okay. Yes, guys, that's it for today. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.